Behold the beautiful Naxian sunset. Right now we are in the Greek islands, and this is the largest island in the Cyclades, Naxos. But Naxos is very famous for its doorway that is rumored to be a pathway into different dimensions, or at the very least, an honor to the gods. That doorway is just above here. We already see people gathering right up there. That is the Portara, also known as the Temple of Apollo, here in Naxos, built in 530 BC. And this is the port town of Naxos, sometimes just simply referred to as Naxos or referred to as Hora. And then right over there we see Paros. But look at this, it's connected. And then here we have a huge wave breaker, and today the winds are strong, so the waves are rough, at least in this other side you're about to see right now. Here we're also looking at what is the port, so this is where all the ferries come in. Right down there is the bus terminal, so there's a lot of people gathering outside, and here's a nice bar. So let's go to the Portara. I'm really loving the vibes over here. I just had an amazing mojito made with a local liquor called a Kitrin, and it is absolutely delicious. I do recommend it. It's like a very, very green liquor, and the bar is very nice. I spent €12 for the drink, which is impressive for such a great view, because in New York that would easily be $20-something. And I'm so hyped to go over here. So technically this is a different island, but we can see how it's connected by this causeway. I think this causeway was built a long, long time ago. And it's getting very windy, so the causeway is getting pretty wet. And I've seen various people get splashed, including myself, coming over here to get to the bar. But look at these magnificent views with the rough waves here in Naxos. Oh, this is like a Rembrandt painting. Rembrandt painted only one seascape. Unfortunately, it was stolen from the museum in Boston, the Gardner Museum. I wonder where that seascape painting is, but there are images, you can find them online, and he depicts a waterway just like this. There's a few other famous paintings of the seascapes just like these. But look how magnificent this is, with the mountains of Naxos there, the legendary home of Zeus in his childhood, the legendary birthplace of the god of wine and partying, Dionysus himself. Right there, you see the huge mountain, standing almost 1,000 meters. And I'm just hyping it up because we're gonna take our sweet time going up here. A lot of people are coming down right now. It's gonna be pretty daunting getting up there, but let me get up there right now as the sun is setting. Everyone saw the sunset, now they're all coming down. So the sun sets right in the middle of the port doorway. We're gonna see just a glimpse of it. ABX Girl says, how was the swim? I loved it. I had a blast swimming in the beaches of Plaka and Agios, Prokopios. It's about to get very windy up here. Right here, we're approaching it. Several tons of marble still standing from a temple built in 530 BC, 6th century BC. The sun sets directly in the middle of it a few times a year. Sorry. Wow. It looks like the National Geographic symbol. Now, no one knows for sure who this is dedicated to. It's mostly agreed upon that it is dedicated to Apollo, but people also believe that it's dedicated to Dionysus, and people also believe that it might be dedicated to Athena. Now, the interesting thing is this doorway is facing Delos, which is the sacred island that used to be actually the bank vault of ancient Athens. Delos is the island right next to Mykonos, very famous tourist site as well. And there's a theory that it forms a triangle with two other sites, one of them being the Acropolis. Let me know what the third site is. That is amazing. This is mind-blowing. Just the gradient. This is a perfect photo. Ofofuto says, when are we going to Delos? I didn't have time. I was tempted to go when I visited Mykonos, but I love Mykonos so much that I didn't have time to go. So Bill and many other people are commenting, and I got a lot of comments on the short videos as well. People saying these Greeks these were different city-states, of course, so they wouldn't have called themselves Greeks. These were Naxians, or whatever. I think they used the word Naxos back then, but I'm not sure. But nonetheless, the people who lived in this region of the world, I get a lot of comments saying, oh, it's unfinished. They didn't never finish any of these buildings. They did. These buildings are very old. They just crumbled down after a while. This is the only thing left standing. And it's surprising that this doorway is left standing. Several tons heavy. So since it's facing Delos, that's why people believe that it's dedicated to Apollo, because Apollo was born in Delos, according to mythology. Wow. Looks so cool seeing Naxos from Hora from this point of view. Janina says, do you enjoy your time in Europe? I love it. It's amazing. Ofofuto says they identify as Greeks. I gotta do more research about that, but Greece is not an entity for quite a long while. I assume there was pretty big differences between these different city-states. There we go. Ooh, this is another great perspective. Look at that. Maurice says we're keeping Ariel here in Europe. Well, once the BBC hires me, then yeah, it seems like I'll be here for a while. So BBC better get on it. If they don't, that means I'm going back to New York City. NW says, I can't decide which Greek god Ariel looks like. I'm torn between Jupiter and Apollo. Jupiter is a Roman version of a Greek god. Do let me know who Jupiter is based on. I think Jupiter is based on Zeus. I don't look like Apollo. Apollo is like very boyish in his looks. If I grow up my beard, maybe Poseidon. I don't know. What was this arch part of? This was a temple. Oh, flying squirrel. Great question. This was literally a temple. And this is the doorway to that temple. And this doorway faces the island of Delos. Was it done on purpose? Is it coincidence? I'm not entirely too sure. I'm not sure if there's records on it. Ofutu says, have I tried Corvaria cheese? Yes, I have. It has my name in it. Vieira. That's funny. Yes, I've tried Corvaria cheese. I tried it in the form of croquettes yesterday, and I loved it. I will be posting short videos about my food ventures here as well. Wow. All right, let's go around the temple, see what else we can see. The water looks so close. I wonder if it's high tide. Yeah, it should be high tide. Flying squirrel. Ooh. Yeah, if you're hearing a lot of wind noise, there's nothing I can do. I have a wind cover on, but it is windy today. Before I get angry commenters like, what are you doing? Why are you now using a wind cover? No matter how much of a wind cover you have, sometimes you can't beat the winds of a Grecian island. So here, we are in between dimensions. That's cool. Oh, this is a good photo. Everyone's taking the wrong photo. People are taking the photo from this side, people are taking the photo from that side. But no, this is the real photo, ladies and gentlemen. Right here, look at that. Marie says, do not use too much sunscreen, you're still pale. I like having my skin still feeling good after a tired day in the sun. Now that's a photo. Wow. Oh, that's so cool. I gotta do that. Hey, Marie says that have some beer that turns you red if you're not getting enough sun. You know, ironically, the beer here does not make me red. It agrees with me really well because it's so fresh. Oh my God, it's so windy. Woo. Oh my God. I feel like I'm about to flow away. The ladies are all very well dressed and classy. They are, yeah. I just came from the beach, so I'm dressed in my beach attire. No windsurfing today. For anyone who attempts to windsurf, yeah, I wish you the best of luck. Whoa! I feel like one of those weather reporters that a tiny little storm is coming, it's doing a lot of wind, and they're like, don't come out of your house. Be careful. Stay indoors. It is dangerous out here. And then in the background, you just see people walking casually. All right, let's go around the portal. Who wants to go through the portal? It's locked off, but if we jump and then run, we won't be caught because technically we'll be going to a different dimension. Flying Squirrel says, I need the weather station jacket. Yeah, like wearing that weather station jacket while everyone's just casually wearing like a dress and nice shirts and walking around. Catherine says, don't disappear on us. I mean, I wonder what dimension this leads to. Let me know. What do you speculate the dimension that if you walk through this doorway, where would it lead you? Would you lead you back in the past? Like Indiana Jones and the Dial of Destiny? Almo says it leads you to Almo. I think that's the darkest dimension. Almo says that it'll lead you to Port Authority in New York City. That is definitely the darkest dimension. Ida says it'll lead you to paradise. Flying Squirrel says it'll lead you to Dimension X, which is a reference to Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. Oh, this is another great photo. So many great photo opportunities here. Ronnie says if you come here at night, you'll be able to walk through the portal without being detected. Well, I would advise doing that at 3:33 a.m. Actually, there's two times. You can go at 3:33 a.m. or you could go at 4:12 a.m. Those are the two times when you walk through this doorway, it'll lead you to the best possible dimension. Ida says, my dream is to go on the tour with you in New York City. Oh, Ida, I appreciate that. Helen says, wow. Wow indeed. Look at this marvelous sunset. Is this a sunset or sunrise, Claremont? Claremont, we are watching the sunset right now. It is a bit after 8. Around there. Alex says, are you going to Glyfada? I really love Glyfada in Athens, but yeah, I already did, I'm featuring in the documentary slightly. Yeah. Which should be the screenshot? A, B, C, D. Let me know. Hey, Maurice says, enjoy a beer on me. Hey, Maurice. Thank you so much for the super chat. Appreciate that. €6 covers a good beer most places, almost everywhere. €6 suffices for a beer. Thank you so much. Appreciate that, Maurice. I will have a good Nymphy or a Naxos beer. Actually, I will have a Naxos beer because this is my last night in Naxos, ladies and gentlemen. Next, I'll be off somewhere beyond. You'll see more islands. I'll be somewhere else. Whoa! My camera's trying to escape from me. It's so windy. Catherine says, hey, Catherine. Hey, Maurice says, we need to keep Ariel here, start funding. You know, I'm counting on the BBC to hire me. I'm still waiting. Is the BBC through this dimension? I'll make a call to the gods right now. Dear Apollo, if the winds are in my favor, I will gladly work with the BBC for a season of TV. Only if I'm meant for it. So, to God Apollo, if the winds are at my back for the British Broadcasting Company, was it? What does the C stand for? BBC. Let me know what the C stands for in BBC. But if the gods are in my favor, I would gladly work with the BBC and stay in Europe for a little bit longer, because obviously I'll be here, you know. I'll be in the UK, but technically I'll be right here. Alma Rue says it stands for corporation. Okay, the British Broadcasting Corporation. Infinity says this is where you'll most likely see someone walk on water. These waves are so impressive. Claremont says, are you talking about the network? Yeah, I'm talking about the network from the UK. I love the history shows that they produce, so that's why I would love to work with them. Out of any other station, I would love to work with the BBC. Marie says Jesus was not Greek, because a few people are referring to walking on water with these waves. Jesus was not Greek, but the name is Greek. At least the version we use is derived from the Greek. Christ as well. Though, of course, it has its origins in that ancient language. Alicia says you have to go to PBS. I'm not a fan of PBS shows. I really appreciate what Rick Steves does. And Ken Burns, of course, and Rick Burns are both geniuses, but it's not quite my style. I love the style of the BBC. History documentaries, specifically. Travel documentaries, too. They do it well. Susie says that portal leads to Xanadu. I gotta see Xanadu. I've never seen that movie, so I don't understand the reference. These trips you've been on are awesome. Oh, I'm so glad. Look at the gradient of this amazing sunset. Wow, these sunsets are spectacular, ladies and gentlemen. Just stunning. You even see the rays of the sun right here. If you're not able to make it out, boom, right there. We got, oh wow, this is unique. I haven't seen too many sunsets where you see the rays of the sun, where there's no clouds. What are those mountains in the background? We're seeing Paros, the island of Paros. Paros. P-A-R-O-S. Paros is right next to Naxos. Barra says, I see a gape. I don't blame you for being a gape. Catherine, this is so impressive. I just need to come. Yes, you do. You should do a podcast where you go deep into history documentaries. I am making a documentary. I am making my own TV series, so stay tuned. That's coming out September. Things are looking good. I already got the first rough cut from my editor, Maria. Things are looking really good.
Maria.
We have also someone who's going to compose the show as well, and we got original music, so things are looking really, really good. Claremont says, I feel like I'm on vacation in the moments I see your live streams. Oh, I'm so glad I can take you on a vicarious vacation. Marie says, will you be singing on your show? No, I don't do any singing, but there will be dancing because I literally went to a bouzouki concert, which is traditional Greek music, and there was a lot of dancing involved. There was people, everyone was dancing, including myself. There we go. Yeah. Oh, look at that. Wow. Imagine this. 2,500 plus years. And this doorway is still up. Imagine if your own home's doorway was still up after 2,500 years. Imagine it's 4,500 AD and your own little door in your apartment or your home is still standing. And people are ogling from all around the world. People are ogling from all around the world looking at your door like, oh my God, this door, it's concrete. Or, oh wow, this aluminum door. Or this wooden door, wow. How they lived back then. That's stunning. Gary says, don't go through the portal. It might take you back in time to your old 9-to-5 desk job. Oh no. Well, I'll just quit again, but oh no. Hi.
Live streaming?
Yeah, live streaming. Enjoying Greece? Enjoying Greece?
We
Yeah.
are Greek.
Oh, you are Greek. Ah, Telia.
We are enjoying all the year.
Oh, that's amazing. Oh, wonderful. Oh, that's good to hear.
Where country are you?
New York.
New York.
Yeah.
Perfect.
Yeah.
Our kisses to New York.
Oh, thank you so much. Have a good day.
You too.
Kalinikta. So I did not think they were Greek because there's not that many Greek tourists here. So it's awesome that this couple is enjoying their adventure through Naxos, and they're from Greece. Flying Squirrel says, use Archimedes' dial and see. Nicole says, this reminds me of the Standing Stones of Scotland. Yes, which I covered last year. Check out my live video of Standing Stones of Scotland. It was magnificent in the Isle of Skye and the Isle of Lewis as well. DT says, you Greek, me Greek, everyone Greek. He was sweet, yeah, very sweet, yeah. Jason says, New York is a country. Indeed it is. New York is basically. Alma says, a drone along the break would be stunning. I think it would be nearly impossible to fly a drone at this wind. Yeah, the wind is too strong, I think, for any type of drone. Henry says, does everyone around the world know where New York is? Well, I've traveled extensively in Europe And yes, everyone in Europe knows where New York is. That's why I say New York. I never say the US because the US is so big. Usually the follow-up question, if I say, oh, I'm from the US, they'll be like, oh, where in the US? And then I say New York. Beverly says, I'm ready to return on vacation. Oh, I'm so glad. Claremont says, it looks like a postcard. It really does look like a postcard. Wow. I couldn't have asked for a better couple at the end of my frame. Those moments are just magical. Yes, I point to the camera specifically to put it that way. Marie says, did you get your traditional Greek garb? Yep, I got myself a white linen t-shirt, swimming trunks, and sandals, which is traditional. Talking about ancient Greece? I thought you were talking about no modern Greece. Ancient Greece? No togas. Nicole says, are you sad to leave Naxos? I'm excited to go beyond to the other islands. So really, really excited. I think Naxos, I could spend at least two or three more days in Naxos, but I think right now I got pretty much what I needed from Naxos. It's a gorgeous place, and I have a good feeling I will return. There's sometimes, sometimes I go to a place and I really fall in love with it, and I feel sad because I feel like, oh no, like I just want to stay here. It's happened to me. It happened to me in Ireland. It happened to me in England as well. It's happened to me in where else? In Mexico City. But here, for some reason, I feel like I'll come back. Like, I know I'll come back also to those other places, but here, I really feel like I'll come back. It just feels like just right. Like, I don't miss it. I know I'll be back. Ida says, am I traveling alone with friends? I'm traveling on my own at the moment. I've made many friends in Athens, which was really nice. And I was collaborating with Maria, who's been my editor for the past year. And now she's also my videographer for the documentary series. And of course, she's a friend too, so yeah. In the islands, I don't know anyone, at least in Naxos. Though I have been invited to a few other islands, and maybe I'll see familiar faces. Wow, Christine and Ludo, thank you so much for the $10 super chat. I really appreciate that. Thank you so much. That's so kind of you. That covers 1.7 beers. Thank you so much. I really appreciate that. A lot of people are loving these videos. I want to thank also Nancy, Carol, Nicole, a few others that have been leaving PayPals as well. PayPal.me/Ariel Vieira. I appreciate it. And people who become patrons as well. Wow. Ida says, do you get scared traveling alone? In Greece, I haven't really gotten scared traveling alone in general. That's why I love Europe. I've mostly felt safe and secure in Europe. Of course, you have to take into account I am a guy. I'm very, 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 very tall, 5'2", pretty big guy. So you have to take that into account. And I do know English and Spanish, which is useful. So I haven't really felt unsafe anywhere in Europe thus far. The only place I felt slightly unsafe is Madrid. Unease, but not in a terrible way. Oh my God, this light! This is like the blue light. This literally looks like a painting right now. Naxos' population is about 18,900. Oh yes. Ida says, why Madrid? Certain parts of the city were very quiet, right next to very vibrant parts, and people didn't seem the friendliest there. So that was my uneasiness. Oh my God, this wind is scary. Susie says, are you near any volcanoes? Don't mention that now, Susie. Naxos does not have an active volcano. I think technically the caldera in Santorini is still active. So Santorini is, I think, the closest volcano. The Bay of Naples is pretty close in terms of global geography. So yeah, if that happens, then I'm screwed. At least it'll be a beautiful sight to see, and then I'm dead. So that's that. Catherine says it doesn't look real. No, it does not look real. Let me point the camera here a little bit longer. Look at, ooh, the wind is a bit too strong. Gotta use my body as protection. I mean, look at that. Just the color, the lighting, the rough waves, the slight spattering of clouds in the sky, that lit up building. This is just all picturesque. Wow, this is a great photo. I hope that guy's taking that photo. That guy's pointing the camera in the wrong direction, man. Point the camera over there. Yeah, he's pointing the camera. There we go. He's got it. He's got it. He knows. Flying Squirrel says, so picturesque, then comes the volcano. All right, now I'll go back down to land. So wish me luck. We're gonna cross the causeway with the huge, gigantic waves, and they're splashing upon everyone. Susie says, you should make your own postcards. Yes, I've been tempted. I actually have already 2 postcards designed. I never found a way to print them. I gotta find a way to print them. But yes, I would love to provide postcards. Stay tuned. Infinity says it's perfect for inspiring poetry. Yes. Rough waves upon the Naxian Bay. Calm, cooling shadows on the mountain. I'm not a poet, so I can't think of anything else. Careful, don't fall into the water. You might see the mythical underwater kingdom. I'll do my best. Flying Squirrel. This path is not well lit. No, it's not. I wish it was. Um, you might need to use your flashlights. All right, this causeway. Luckily, it's wide. That causeway would be so scary if it was much more narrower. Catherine says, I expect the choir to start singing any moment. That would be amazing. Just with some Hans Zimmer scoring. Oh, yes. Well, luckily I have my own Hans Zimmer scoring. Ladies and gentlemen, I present to you All Is Known. Wow, that was All Is Known, an original Urbanist original song from the Afterworld album. I hope you enjoyed that little musical interlude. On a honeymoon, just make sure she knows that she might get wet. She may get wet. It's very important that you warn her beforehand. Emily says, I'm still waiting for the vinyl. Yeah, I would love to print a vinyl. It's a bit costly. I would have to sell the vinyl for like $80 a pop in order to even make my money back. Catherine says, am I watching a movie? Oh, well, this would be a good intro for a movie where a random tourist is enjoying his time here in beautiful Naxos, and then boom, a huge volcano happens. And then the entire movie is just me trying to escape this volcano. I fall in love with a beautiful Greek woman. And then we sail off into the sunset, quite literally, because the entire world is consumed in a red cloud. So it's basically sunset everywhere. So everyone from beautiful Naxos, I hope you enjoyed this live stream. I hope you enjoyed these live videos. I was in Naxos the past few days, 6 days. I did day trips to Paros, to Mykonos. I showed you a little bit more of the island. I went to Halki, which was one of the mountain villages. And I showed you the beach earlier today, Plaka. So Naxos, there's plenty to do if you're here for 6 days, especially if you intend on relaxing. You'll definitely have a few days for relaxation and a few days for adventuring. I didn't even get the chance to see the ancient ruins there are in the other parts of the island, which I was going to do today, but I just decided to go to the beach. And I'm kind of glad I did that because I need a nice relaxing day today, and I'm so glad I relaxed at the beach. I feel so refreshed. I highly recommend doing the same if you're out and about. Sometimes you don't need to go to the ruins. Sometimes you don't need to go to the museum or do some other type of adventure activity. Sometimes all you gotta do is sit down and relax for a little while, and that still be a sweet way to experience a city. If it's not at the beach, it might be at the cafe, like in Paris, or it might be at the waterfront in New York, or a little pub in London. Wherever you are, if you're traveling there, be sure to at least allow a day or at least a few hours of just relaxing and taking your sweet time. I'll see you in more different islands around Greece, and then who knows where else we'll go in Greece. I'll be here for at least a few more weeks. I hope you enjoyed it. Thank you everyone so much for tuning in. As they say in Greek, which means good night, Kalinikta everyone. Keep being awesome and always keep on exploring. Henrik says, what would you advise if you had to see Naxos only one day? Main town, go to the beach, Agios Prokopios, and maybe see one of the ruins. Everyone, thank you so much for tuning in. Kalinikta!